Hello, my friends. First and foremost, my apologies for being late this week for quite a few days. Um, Unfortunately, it was due to an unavoidable circumstances. Uh, I'll tell you what had happened. Uh, my lifeline for communications, that is my cell phone or the handset of my phone, very unfortunately got stolen while I was traveling within the city. But anyway, nonetheless, I've got a replacement and everything is under control now. And so here I am with another episode today. Last time I spoke to you all, I spoke about certain idioms and expressions, and I also spoke about the description of different types of tastes, like bitter, sweet, etc. Today, my friends, I'm going to very quickly continue with a few more idioms and expressions, which I'm sure is of great benefit to all of you because you all can use such expressions and terms on a daily basis, on a day-to-day basis. And in addition to that, I have something interesting for you all today. I'm going to talk about a few countries, maybe just about a dozen countries and their governments, the parliaments, the name of these parliaments or the name of the governing body of these countries. Many of us may know the name of these governing bodies or parliaments, but how to pronounce them correctly is the essence. আমি এর আগের বার অফকোর্স সব কিছুর আগে আমি সবার কাছে ক্ষমাপ্রাপ্ত যে আমার এই সপ্তাহে একটু দেরি হয়ে গেল অনিবার্য কারণবশত আমার সেলফোন বা মোবাইল ফোন হ্যান্ডসেটটি চুরি হয়ে গিয়েছিল বাট এনিওয়ে এখন সব কিছু ঠিকঠাক কোনো অসুবিধা নেই নতুন ফোন হয়ে গেছে আজকাল টেলিফোন বা ফোন না থাকলে ভীষণ অসুবিধা হয়ে যায় আমরা সকলে সেটা জানি আমি এর আগের বার যখন কথা বলেছিলাম তোমাদের সাথে আমি কয়েকটি ওই স্বাদ খাবারের স্বাদ তেতো টক এসব নিয়ে আলোচনা করেছিলাম এবং অফকোর্স তার আগে আমি কিছু প্রবাদ বাক্য নিয়ে বলেছিলাম আমি আজকেও কিছু প্রবাদ বাক্য এবং আজকে আমি কি করব সেটা হলো আমি কয়েকটি দেশের সরকারের নাম মানে যেখানে সংসদ যে সংগঠনগুলো সরকার চালায় কোন দেশে কি নামে পরিচিত সেটার ইংরেজি অনুবাদটা আমি আজকে বলে দেব এবং তার সঠিক উচ্চারণ ঠিক আছে So let us go ahead before we, instead of wasting any more time today. We are already behind schedule. Now, let's get along with some expressions, or in Hindi as we say, kahawat. Raining cats and dogs. Raining cats and dogs. Kutta billi. Brishti hocche. Eta খুব প্রবল বৃষ্টি হলে আমরা এটা বলে থাকি raining cats and dogs torrential rainfall like for an example someone a friend of mine a friend of you all calls you and says are you coming for the movie or are you coming over for the party so you say oh my goodness no I cannot go out of the house today it's raining cats and dogs right number 2 let the cat out of the bag let the cat out of the bag. Now, what does this mean? Bosta theke beral beriye elo. Now, basically, it means somebody who sort of, discloses something that should not have been disclosed to the public or to other individuals, except to whom it was given in great confidence and secrecy. Basically, এক টাইপের বিশ্বাস ভঙ্গন করা. You trust somebody or some people and you say something and you expect that to be respected and kept confidential, but that information is out. It is more or less connected not so much with individuals. It happens with individuals, break of trust, but more so in like organizations. You should keep certain things confidential, but then the information is leaked out and they say well You let the cat out of the bag. All right. Number 3, blessing in disguise. Blessing in disguise. Now, blessing means, of course, Ashirwad, and disguise is Chhabdobich. So, blessing in disguise would be something that is not, which happens in an indirect manner or in an indirect manner. Maybe some person or some organization or some country got some benefit indirectly, right? So, let's say, for an example, we could even say like the heavy rainfall was a blessing in disguise for me because I didn't have to go to a particular function. Or we may also say like the coming of the British to India was a blessing in disguise because we were able to, had they not come, and maybe we would have been still under the rule of the invaders or the Mughals or something like that. Anyway, next we have what is called that's the last straw. That's the last straw. STRAW. Here, basically, what it means that was the last chance in this meal. There's nothing beyond that. Like, he keeps making a mistake. He keeps doing that. He keeps doing something which is not correct. So give him a chance. Give him a chance. And then again he does that, so we say, oh my goodness, that was the last straw. No redemption, no আর কিছু হবে না. And finally we have one more today, that is number 5, barking up the wrong tree. Barking, B-A-R-K-I-N-G. Barking up the wrong tree. Now here barking doesn't mean like the call of a dog, like কুকুরের ঘেউ ঘেউ নয়. Here it is related to like bark of a tree. গাছের ছাল. Barking up the tree here means, literally maneta na je gache chhal chalache, but when somebody is trying to get something out of something that is near to impossible or will be futile, kono labh hobe na, right? It is worthless attempt on something. If you are, for an example, you're trying to, cheat somebody maybe, or trying to do some fraudulent deal with somebody, but we will say, he's barking up the wrong tree because that other person is a big crook himself. কাউকে টুপি দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করছে, যাকে টুপি দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করছে সে নিজেই বড় টুপিবাজ. So you're barking up the wrong tree, ওখানে কিছু লাভ হবে না. Anyway, so that's that quickly today, 5 of those. And now very quickly, names of certain countries and their governments. We're running out of time. Number 1, we will start off with Austria. Austria in Europe, not Australia. Austria, A-U-S-T-R-I-A, with its capital at Vienna. And the parliament there is simple. It's known as National Assembly. All right. Number 2, the little neighboring country of ours, beautiful country, Bhutan. Bhutan. And with the capital at Thimphu, and their parliament is known as TSOGDU. TSOGDU, but it's pronounced as Sogodu. Sogodu. All right. And now, number 3, we are at our friendly neighbor Bangladesh, with its capital at Dhaka, and the parliament there is known as Jatiyo সংসদ, or the Jatiyo Assembly. All right. And then we come to Britain. There, the parliament is known as Parliament. The word parliament came from them apparently. So the parliament in Britain is a bit like our Indian Sansad. We have the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. They also have the House of Lords and the House of Commons. The House of Lords is like our Rajya Sabha, and the House of Lords is like our Lok Sabha. Anyway, now we come to China. And that reminds me of tea a bit also. Though the best tea, China reminds me of tea, but the world's best tea does come from India. No doubt about it. Darjeeling. Well, China, with its capital at Beijing, previously known as Peking, It is known as the National People's Assembly. National People's Assembly. I thought the country was run by the People's Liberation Army. But anyway, I'm not getting into any disputes. Keep that in mind. And then we have another little European country, very well known nowadays, especially because of the World Cup football, that is Croatia. Croatia, the assembly or the parliament there is known as Sabor, S-A-B-O-R, Sabor. Remember that, okay? These are all little things which are not necessary to know, but it's very good to know. It improves your general knowledge and indirectly your vocabulary, all right? So it's good to know. And then we come to another wonderful country in Europe, Denmark. Denmark. There, the governing body, the government, the parliament is known as Folketing. 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 F-O-L-K-E-T-I-N-G. Folketing. Okay? And then we have another country in Asia, Iran, previously known as Persia, which was once upon a time a very, very developed country and with a lot of contribution to the world of art and medicine, but I don't know what happened. That was 100 years ago, but in the last 50 years, I don't know what has happened to them. But any which way, with its capital at Tehran, their parliament is known as Majlis, M-A-J-L-I-S. And then we have a small little country, but very powerful and very enterprising nation, a nation of resolve called Israel. I-S-R-A-E-L, Israel, with its capital at Jerusalem. And there, the parliament is known as Knesset. But the spelling of Knesset is K-N-E-S-S-E-T. K-N-E-S-S-E-T. Then we have a very well-known country, North Korea, with Kim Jong-un, the famous person ruling it. And the parliament there is known as the Supreme People's Assembly. I wonder if people are allowed to represent the parliament. Anyway, North Korea, the Supreme People's Assembly. And then we have a country sandwiched between Russia and China named Mongolia, with its capital at Ulaanbaatar. And the parliament there is called Great People's Khural. Not Khural, Qatar Khural noy, Khural, K-H-U-R-A-L, K-H-U-R-A-L, Khural, okay? And then of course, Russia of Vladimir Putin ruling there, with its capital at Moscow, and there, very powerful nation of Russia has its parliament known as Duma, D-U-M-A, Duma and Federal Council. Well, my dear friends, that's all for today, after a big gap. And I assure you that I'll be back very soon, maybe within the next 2 or 3 days maximum. And my dear friends, if you are watching this channel for the first time, please do subscribe, and I'm sure you will continue to enjoy our little talks. Till then, keep well, as I say, physically and mentally, and be good till we meet each other again. Bye-bye.